What's up, everyone? I'm here with Ross Gilbert, who has just qualified through the last chance qualifier. So first question, of course, what's going through your head right now?
I'm pretty chuffed, to be honest. I came with all my mates who had already qualified, and I bubbled half a dozen tournaments throughout the year, and that's how I only got halfway to an invite. And now I've managed to actually get in. Anything from here is just a bonus. I just wanted a decent run at the grinder because I think it's something you want to experience. Next year, I'd rather come with an invite, though.
All right, so you said you bubbled a lot of tournaments. So what was your season like, and how does it feel after all of that to finally make it into the main event?
Generally, the season was, I won a couple of little events, but I mean, as an example, I went to the ECC in Arnhem in the Netherlands earlier in the year. 240 people tournament. I went 6-2 and came 33rd when it was a top 32. And I bubbled a couple of states, I bubbled the cities, and it's just one of those years. But it was fun.
Yeah, and that's all that counts. You're having fun. So what are your expectations now that you're in the main event? How far do you think you can go?
Honestly, I don't really know. I mean, I've been testing with a lot of World's players, trying to test with people better than I'll be playing in the grinder, hopefully. And the testing's been all right. But to be honest, I wasn't really expecting to get through, so it doesn't really matter how well I do in the real thing. I just want to have a go and see what happens.
All right, sounds good. So you are a player from the UK. Usually the ones we hear about the most are the Sakum family, but now you're another player from the UK. Do you think that this country is kind of emerging, has a lot of great players coming out of it right now?
I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, we got 10 in Worlds this year, which is quite a bit up from last year. I mean, there's Tommy Roberts, who was #1 in the world on championship points this year, and won. He literally ended up going to a States and played a silly deck because he'd already won 4 States. And I mean, the Sakums, you've got Faris Sakum in Masters now, who's brilliant, but there are some really, really good players. I mean, people like George Boone are certainly people to watch, and there's still 2 people playing in the grinder who could yet join us.
All right, great. So, yeah, I mean, the UK is doing very, very well. Now, tell us about your path through the grinder. Was it tough? Did you have close games, or did you just kind of coast through?
It was kind of middling. I had a bye first round. Second round, I played a CMT player, and I'd practiced some mirror, and I had the game plan of Aggro Tornado CX, and the dude just played exactly like I wanted him to. He benched a lot of Celebes and Smeargles. I managed to, in the first game, shame in onto a Mewtwo, get a big KO on his Tornadus, and bait him into the return KO, and it went fairly standard. Round 3, I played Faris Sakum with Darkrai Mewtwo, and first game was ridiculously close. He ended me to 1, and I managed to Smeargle a Juniper. Game 2 was ridiculously close. He ended me to 1, and I had 3 outs in a deck of 10 and missed them all. And then we went to sudden death. I started Tornadus, he started Darkrai, and I went first, so I was always ahead in the damage race, if you will. I played another Darkrai Mewtwo afterwards, which was a bit easier, and then I finished off with a Speed Darkrai, which was the weirdest game I've ever played. I started Lone Terrakion, went second, and with the supporter for the first 4 turns. He then took a KO, and I managed to set up a Terrakion in 1 turn with a plus power, and he scooped straight away. And then game 2, I managed to pile a bit of fighting energy around the field, and it's not worked in a very long time, but I managed to drop a Shaman and a Terrakion in 1 turn, land crush 2 Darkrai's. So it's a very, very odd tournament.
Okay, so you faced a lot of Darkrai decks, it sounds like, and you're using CMT. Was the reason you played CMT is because you thought people would play Darkrai?
To be honest, I tried everything, and I don't like Eels, I don't like Darkrai, I can't play it properly, and there's so much of it. I like playing Rogue, but there's nothing Rogue out there at the moment that's good enough. So CMT, I figured there wouldn't be as much of it as Eels and Darkrai, and it does have a slightly positive Darkrai matchup. But a lot of the format nowadays is down to who can draw supports and who goes first, so that's the way it is.
All right, so now you're in Worlds. Maybe you could go all the way. You have a good run, maybe. But is there anything you want to say to any of your fans? I know you have a radio show as well, or anybody you want to thank.
Just thanks to all the people that play test with me. I mean, Tommy Roberts, George Boone, Mal Cameron, Freddie Khan, all those people who've already qualified and gave me the time of day and let me practice with them, even though I was just some guy who was tagging along. Also, I've got to plug PTCG Radio, my podcast. If you Google just PTCG Radio, or you click it on iTunes and subscribe, and there's an article on 6 Prizes recently telling you all about it. So yeah, please check it out.
Go check it out. This is Ross Gilbert. Ross, good luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hope to see you tomorrow.